What if I told you that every moment you've spent chasing your dreams, you've been operating at the wrong frequency, not because you lack desire, not because you aren't working hard enough, but because there exists a vibrational state so powerful, so absolute, that when you enter it, the universe simply cannot deny you what you seek, and most people will go their entire lives never discovering it. You see, we've been taught to manifest through positive thinking, through repeating affirmations, until our voice goes hoarse, through visualizing harder and believing stronger. And while these practices hold value, they're missing the fundamental key that separates those who occasionally get what they want from those who seem to effortlessly bend reality to their will. Has this ever happened to you? You've done everything the books and videos tell you to do. You've affirmed, you've visualized, you've raised your vibration, yet somehow the life you desire remains frustratingly out of reach. Like trying to grab smoke with your bare hands. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Here's what most manifestation teachings won't tell you. The solid, tangible world you're looking at right now. Your phone, the walls around you, your own body, represents only 0.035% of the electromagnetic spectrum that exists in the universe. Think about that for a moment. Everything you can see, touch, and measure with your five senses is less than 1% of what's actually here. We are literally swimming in an infinite ocean of possibilities, yet our limited perception can only detect the tiniest droplet. This means that right now, in this very moment, there are countless realities, opportunities, and pathways existing simultaneously around you that your physical senses simply cannot register. And this is where the real power lies. What you're about to discover might surprise you because it goes far deeper than anything you've learned about the law of attraction or manifestation. Stay with me until the end, because this understanding will fundamentally shift how you interact with reality itself. Carl Jung spent decades researching what he called the collective unconscious, a vast, interconnected matrix of consciousness that links every living being on this planet. And hidden within his work is a revelation that changes everything. There exists a specific vibrational state that doesn't ask the universe for permission, doesn't hope for the best, doesn't wait for circumstances to align. Instead, it operates from a frequency so coherent, so embodied, so unshakable, that it commands reality to reorganize itself around your intention. This isn't about raising your vibration momentarily through feeling good emotions. This is about entering a state of being where doubt dissolves, where separation between you and your desire collapses, where you become the energetic signature of what you're calling into existence. Now, I want to go even deeper into this understanding, because what Jung discovered in his decades of research was nothing short of revolutionary. He identified what he called an energetic lattice, an invisible web that connects every thought you've ever had, every intention you've ever set, every living being on this planet. Think of it as the ultimate behind-the-scenes infrastructure of reality itself. Just like a movie needs a screen to project upon, or a painting needs a canvas to exist, your entire physical experience needs this energetic foundation to manifest. And here's the hidden truth that changes everything. This lattice doesn't respond to your words. It doesn't respond to your hopes or your wishes. It responds to your vibration, to the quality and intensity of your inner state. The real transformation, the kind that fundamentally alters the trajectory of your life, doesn't happen by rearranging objects in the material world. It happens in this energetic realm, in that invisible space where consciousness meets infinite possibility. Every decision you make, every thought pattern you hold, every belief you carry is sending a signal into this lattice, and it's responding with mathematical precision. But most people are trapped in a cycle they don't even recognize. They're trying to change their external circumstances while maintaining the exact same internal frequency that created those circumstances in the first place. It's like trying to tune into a different radio station while keeping the dial in the same position. The impact simply cannot occur because the signal hasn't changed. So if this resonated with you, if you felt something shift inside as we explored this together, I'd be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. This way, you won't miss the next revelation that might be exactly what you need at exactly the right moment. And this brings us to perhaps the most critical distinction in this entire journey, one that most teachings completely overlook. When people talk about high vibration, they're usually referring to emotional states, feeling grateful, feeling joyful, feeling enthusiastic. And yes, these emotions are valuable. They lift you up. They open doorways. But here's what nobody tells you. Emotions are inherently unstable. They fluctuate based on circumstances. You feel amazing when something good happens, then deflated when external conditions shift. This is why so many people experience brief bursts of success, followed by long stretches of nothing. Strong vibration is something entirely different. It doesn't live in the realm of emotion. It lives in the realm of sensory certainty. That deep, unshakable knowing that exists not in your mind, but in your body. It's the same feeling you have right now about your physical presence in this moment. You're not hoping you're sitting or standing where you are. You know it with absolute certainty because your body feels it as undeniable reality. Strong vibration is born when you can feel in your cells, in your nervous system, the life you desire as if it were already unfolding right now. Write in the comments, I choose strong vibration. Let that declaration anchor this revelation into your awareness. This is where most people hit an invisible wall, and they don't even realize it exists. To generate this level of strong vibration, to create that unshakable sensory certainty we just talked about, your entire system must be in alignment. You can't have your mind thinking one thing, your body doing something completely different, and your spirit pulling in yet another direction. This creates what I call destructive interference. And it's the hidden reason why people can feel like they're doing everything right, yet still remain stuck for years, sometimes decades. Imagine trying to create a powerful sound wave, but half your instruments are playing one melody while the other half plays something entirely different. The result isn't music, it's noise, chaos, cancellation. The exact same thing happens within you. To enter this vibrational state where nothing can be denied to you, you need what's called multidimensional coherence. Your physical center, your mental center, and your spiritual center must all be vibrating at the same frequency, pointed toward the same reality. Your body must act in ways that reflect the life you're claiming. The decisions you make in your daily routine, your posture, your habits, the way you carry yourself through the world, all of it must align with the identity you're stepping into, not the identity you're trying to leave behind. Your mind must hold thoughts and beliefs that support this new reality, not sabotage it with doubt and contradiction at every turn. And your spirit must maintain an unwavering connection to the field of infinite potential, recognizing yourself not as separate from what you desire, but as an extension of the same creative force that's breathing life into galaxies. When these three dimensions lock into coherence, something extraordinary happens. Your vibration becomes a unified, coherent wave, and the energetic lattice we talked about earlier cannot resist it. Your reality begins reorganizing itself at a speed that defies logical explanation. Opportunities appear, doors open, circumstances shift in ways that seem almost impossible. But it's not magic. It's the natural result of energetic alignment. Now, here's the revelation that ties everything together, and it's something most people never discover because they're too busy trying to fix the surface level of their lives. Everything you're experiencing right now, your relationships, your financial situation, your health, your opportunities, none of it is random. It's all the result of an invisible but incredibly precise chain of internal causes. And understanding this chain is like discovering the blueprint behind the scenes of your entire existence. This chain doesn't start where most people think it does. It doesn't begin with your actions. It begins much earlier, in a place most people never pay attention to, where you direct your focus. Your attention is the starting point of creation itself. Whatever you consistently give your attention to determines your state of consciousness. And from that state of consciousness emerges your identity, the way you perceive yourself at the deepest level. Are you someone who is capable and worthy, or someone who is limited and struggling? This identity then gives birth to your beliefs, which are the interpretations you hold as truth about yourself, others, and the world around you. These beliefs generate specific emotions, and those emotions either fuel your actions or paralyze them completely. Finally, your actions create the tangible results you call reality. This is the sequence: attention to consciousness, to identity, to beliefs, to emotions, to actions, to reality. Most people try to transform their lives by changing their actions alone, working harder, doing more, pushing through resistance. But this approach is exhausting and ineffective because they're trying to fix the symptom while ignoring the cause. It's like standing in front of a mirror trying to change your reflection by touching the glass. Instead of moving your body, the transformation you're seeking requires going back to the origin of the chain, your attention, and the mindset it creates. When you shift where you place your focus with intention and consistency, everything downstream shifts automatically. This is the hidden truth behind every lasting transformation. Write in the comments, "My attention creates my reality." This simple acknowledgement begins the shift. But here's where this understanding bridges ancient wisdom with modern science in a way that's absolutely remarkable. And this is where the real power of your attention becomes undeniable. Quantum physics has revealed something through experiments that sounds like it should be science fiction, yet it's been proven over and over again in laboratories around the world. The famous double-slit experiment showed us that the act of observation, your conscious attention, literally collapses possibilities into reality. Before you observe something, before you place your attention on it, particles exist as waves of potential spread across multiple possibilities simultaneously. They're everywhere and nowhere at the same time. But the moment conscious observation occurs, that wave of infinite potential collapses into a single definite particle. Reality becomes fixed. Think about the profound impact of what this means for your life. Your attention isn't passive. It's not just noticing what's already there, it's actively creative. It's the force that determines which version of reality solidifies from the field of infinite possibilities. Before you go, hit that like button if this video added value to your journey. It helps this message reach others who are searching for these answers. And honestly, it's your way of letting me know that what we're exploring here resonates with you. This is why true manifestation doesn't happen through endless thinking or mental gymnastics. It happens through the quality of your observation, through how you place your attention with feeling and intention on the reality you desire. But observation in this context isn't what most people think. It's not about looking at your current circumstances and judging them. It's not about analyzing what's wrong or what's missing. It's about being present inside the desired experience, even before it manifests physically. It's about seeing the world through the eyes of the version of you who already lives that reality. You become the observer who validates and authenticates what you want to experience. And in that act of conscious observation with feeling, you begin collapsing the wave of infinite possibilities into the specific reality you're focused on. Now, let me share something that makes this entire process accessible and practical, because theory without application remains just interesting information. Your body already knows exactly what I'm talking about, even if your mind hasn't consciously recognized it yet. Your body has a perfect memory of how specific realities feel. You know the atmosphere of a lazy Sunday afternoon without having to think about it. Your body simply recognizes that frequency, the slowness, the ease, the permission to rest. You know the energy of a Friday evening, the anticipation, the release, that shift in your nervous system as the work week ends and possibility opens up. These aren't just mental concepts. They're bodily records, lived experiences encoded into your physical being. And this is the key that unlocks everything. If your body can recognize and embody the feeling of a Sunday or a Friday, it can also learn to recognize and embody the feeling of being the version of you who already lives your desired reality. This is what's called the creative point of view. And it's perhaps the most practical yet profound tool you have access to. It's not a mental position, it's a vibrational position, the internal place from which you observe and experience the world. The great teacher Neville Goddard spent his entire life pointing to this truth when he said that feeling is the secret. But he wasn't talking about fleeting emotions or temporary excitement. He was referring to a state of being, a sustained bodily knowing that doesn't question or doubt. It simply exists when you assume the point of view of your desired version, not as imagination, but as lived experience, and you allow your body to feel how that version perceives the world. Something remarkable begins to happen. You start collapsing that reality within yourself first, before it even appears externally. Write in the comments, "I embody my desired state now." This declaration activates the journey from concept to experience, the energetic field that surrounds and permeates everything. The same lattice we discussed earlier responds to this feeling with absolute precision. Why? Because feeling is the language it speaks. Not words, not thoughts, not hopes or wishes, feeling. This is the currency of creation. And when I say feeling, I'm not talking about temporary excitement that lasts for a few minutes after watching a motivational video. I'm talking about a sustained bodily knowing that doesn't question, doesn't doubt, doesn't waver based on external feedback. This is where most people lose their way on this journey. They understand the concept intellectually, they get excited about the possibilities, but then they wait. They wait for conditions to improve before they allow themselves to embody this state. They wait for evidence before they commit to the feeling. They wait for permission from the outside world before they step into the vibrational frequency of their desired reality. And in that waiting, they remain locked in the exact same frequency that created their current circumstances. But here's the hidden truth that changes everything. The practice doesn't begin tomorrow. It doesn't begin when you feel more ready, when you have more money, when you lose the weight, when you get the relationship, when the circumstances finally align. The practice begins right now, in this very moment. You must observe your life as if you were already living the reality you desire, not as a mental exercise, not as wishful thinking, but as an embodied state of being. Breathe the way that version of you breathes. There's a different quality to the breath of someone who is living their dream versus someone who is hoping for it. Walk through your day the way that version moves. The decisions you make, the way you respond to challenges, the tone of your internal dialogue, all of it must come from that state of being. This is what separates those who intellectually understand manifestation from those who actually transform their lives. The willingness to sustain the vibration of certainty even when the external world hasn't caught up yet. Because here's what you need to understand. The external world is always the last to know. Physical reality is the slowest dimension of existence. It takes time for matter to reorganize itself, for circumstances to shift, for opportunities to materialize. But the energetic realm, the dimension where real creation happens, responds instantaneously. The moment you shift your internal frequency with genuine coherence, the transformation is complete in the invisible. What follows is simply the material world catching up to the energetic blueprint you've already established. The field of reality doesn't respond to doubt, to waiting, to the mindset of, "I'll believe it when I see it." It responds to vibrational coherence, to the unwavering frequency you maintain, regardless of present circumstances. The stronger your internal certainty, the less resistance the external world can offer. This is why some people seem to manifest overnight, while others struggle for years. It's not about luck or privilege. It's about the intensity and consistency of the vibrational state they're maintaining. When you align your body, your mind, and your spirit in the eternal now, not in the past where regrets live, not in the future where anxiety dwells, but in this present moment where all power resides, you access something that makes the impossible inevitable. You become the living embodiment of your desire before it manifests, and in doing so you collapse the timeline between intention and reality. Write in the comments, "I am living it now." This isn't affirmation, it's recognition of the truth you're stepping into. If you've made it this far, I already know something about you. You're not here by accident. You're someone who's genuinely ready for this shift, someone who recognizes that there's more to reality than what meets the eye, someone who's willing to do the internal work that most people avoid. And I want you to know that creating content like this, diving deep into these transformations, exploring the mechanics of consciousness that actually change lives, this is what I'm committed to bringing you consistently. So if this resonated with you, if you felt something shift inside as we journeyed through this together, I'd be honored to have you subscribe to the channel. This way, you won't miss the next piece of the puzzle, the next revelation that might be exactly what you need to hear at exactly the right moment. And if you're still with me right now, drop a comment saying, "This message was meant for me." I read every single one, and it genuinely means something to see who's on this path alongside me. It creates a field of collective intention between all of us, and that energy is powerful beyond measure. Before you go, hit that like button if this video added value to your journey. It helps this message reach others who need to hear it, and honestly, it's your way of telling me that what we're exploring here matters to you. Now, there's a video right here that takes this understanding even deeper, exploring the practical steps you can implement starting today to sustain this vibrational state we've been talking about. Click on it and continue with me over there. Let's keep this transformation moving forward together.